Hi everyone, this is Fazana for farzanaslaw, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you all the top 5 habits that have definitely helped me to get that first in my Law LLB degree, which I completed in August 2020. So if you're interested to find out those 5 habits, then please keep watching this video till the end. So these 5 habits are definitely based on my personal experience and the things that have definitely helped me personally. So it might not really apply to you, but I believe that these 5 habits are really good for you and are going to be really good for your time management wise. They're going to be very helpful for your health wise and lifestyle wise in general, because law degree can be a very hectic degree because there's so much reading to do, so many essays and so many courseworks and research papers and all those kind of things, which can be very boring at first, but then if you really enjoy the topic, then you're going to love them. But these are the 5 habits that have definitely helped me to become that person who was never really that stressed during law school years, especially in the third year, although third year is supposed to be the most stressful year. But I was not really that stressed because of these 5 different habits. So if you're interested to find out the 5 habits, now let's move on to the first one. So the first habit that has definitely helped me to keep myself really productive and calm and stress-free is definitely drinking 2 liters of water every single day. Now you might be thinking this can't be one of the habits, because it is actually very true that drinking 2 liters of water every day is so important for your body, because first of all it replenishes your skin, so you're less likely to get skin problems, which can be a very big thing for me personally, because I do get a lot of acne very easily and spots and everything like that. So it's very important for me to drink 2 liters of water every single day. Number 2 is make sure that you're not overeating in school years, because whenever you're in school it's very tempting for you to really just order something very unhealthy, junky and oily and greasy. So that can be a very big problem, especially if you have a exam coming up the next day or a few weeks later even, and you eating junk food can be prevented by just drinking 2 liters of water beforehand. So then you see that your hunger has gone away. And number 3, of course, drinking water is just very easy, very cheap and free to have, and you do not have to have fancy drinks every time you go to law school or anything like that. So I think that drinking 2 liters of water every single day is very, very important, because it also keeps you stay awake. You also concentrate better whenever you're studying, and also you have something to drink. And some people actually love drinking tea and coffee when they're actually studying, but that's the person right there. But I'm that kind of a person. But I believe that drinking water, it actually keeps your cells much more alive. You feel more alive. That's how the best way to describe it. So I definitely recommend for you to drink 2 liters of water every single day to keep yourself hydrated and also very productive as well. Tip number 2 is probably the most life-changing one, and the thing that I've actually implemented since second year of law school and I've not stopped since, and that is to basically exercise every single day. And this could be, for example, doing some kind of a cardio, dancing, walking, whatever that might be, and whatever suits your schedule. Make sure that you're actually exercising every single day for 1 hour, because that is very life-changing. First of all, because you are giving yourself time, you're giving yourself priority to take care of yourself, because if your body doesn't work, nothing else will work. And if your body is not feeling the best, or you feel like you're feeling bloated, or you're eating certain things that are not making you feel good and everything, guess what? That will affect your mind. And if your mind is affected negatively, then of course that will affect on your scores, on your past papers, and how you're answering the question and everything. So it's very important for you to actually exercise every single day for 1 hour, whatever that might be. You might be walking from your home to university because it's so near. You can just go for 20-30 minutes, you can just walk, and then when you come back it's a 30-minute walk again. So you're actually losing a lot of calories, and at the same time you're keeping yourself in shape, because it's very easy for you to lose yourself in law school because it's so hectic and everything is paperwork. You have to sit down whole day. So it's very important for you to move your body and make sure that you are giving yourself that time, and make a fixed time as much as you can, so that your brain doesn't have to work out, or yeah, I want to go exercise on Thursday at 9 a.m. but on Friday I have to do at 8 p.m. So you want to make sure that you are keeping it consistent at the fixed time, so it's easier for you to adapt and also consistently adapt to it, and make sure you actually complete it every single day. The third habit that all law students should definitely implement in the law school years is socializing. And socializing doesn't mean that you go and do this every single day, but at least once or twice a week is completely fine. And you can find a lot of people to hang out with, or even teachers, even if they have some kind of events held in the university. You can of course meet people in new society. In the first week of university is the best time to find friends, I believe, which I did not follow myself, because I really could not attend the first week of my LLB be because I had important emergency family related problems and stuff. So I could not really make long lasting friendships in that way. But if I could go back, I would definitely make sure that I take advantage of the first week of university where everybody is new to each other and everybody's trying to figure out each other and trying to find a group they want to stay in for the next 1 or 2 3 years. So yeah, I'll definitely recommend for you to go to the first week of university to find friends. And second tip I would give for this one is making sure that you are attending as many societies as you can, but obviously don't go for 10 societies or anything. Just have 1 or 2 societies that you really can relate to and basically reflects your personality and stuff. For example, if I could join, if there's any city university, any kind of societies, it could be, for example, the Bangladeshi society. I think that can be a really nice one. Then also ISOC or the Islamic society, that can be a really good one as well. So I would highly recommend for you to find friends in that way. And of course we have tutorials and lecture halls as well where you can find friends and you can make friends as well. So I highly recommend for you to find people to socialize every week. 1 or 2 a week is very enough, and it's very more than enough for you to do that. And yeah, in that way you're going to be keeping your communication skills but also creating memories. That's very, very important in law school. So the fourth tip that I would definitely give to anyone, or the fourth habit that I would highly recommend for every law student to implement, is definitely making sure that you are blocking out your weekends. This is so important. If there's one tip or the one habit that you should be taking out from this video, it's definitely the importance of blocking out your weekends, because this has definitely worked for me. Because whenever I would work as a part-time job, and I still do a part-time job in the weekends, it has really, really helped me in terms of my time management skills, and at the same time earn a lot of earn side money for me to really spend on anything that I love, for example traveling, trying new food and all those kind of things. So I highly, highly recommend for you to definitely have some kind of a job or a part-time job or anything like that that might not be related to law. You just block it out for weekends, so that first of all that makes you miss law. Because by the time I remember I would finish my work on Sunday or something, or the Monday morning, first thing I'll think about is I can't wait to go back to my studies and start doing past papers. And that's very bizarre if you think about it, because not everyone thinks that they want to go back to doing past papers or study or anything like that. But the fact that I had those 2 days for me to just do anything except law really helped me to miss law in the Monday mornings, and that will basically last till Friday. And then I'll be looking forward to my job, because I'll be like, oh my god, I'm so bored of doing law and stuff. I want to go back to work. And that's what I would do. So Saturday, Sunday I would go work and then come back again on Monday. I'll be very motivated to do law. So I think this is why it's very, very important for you to block out your weekends with some kind of something that is not related to law at all. And this could be also anything. It could be anything that you're doing in the weekends, but it has to be fixed for the rest of the year, which is why I highly recommend you getting a part-time job. So the last tip or the last habit that I would definitely recommend for every law student is making sure that you're investing in yourself. Investing in yourself meaning as in you're actually doing different kinds of hobbies every single day or even weekly depending on your schedule, and giving yourself time to actually learn new things. And this could be, for example, let's say you're going to be watching for 7 days some TED Talks, one TED Talk every day. And the following week what you're going to be doing is maybe painting every single day for 30 minutes. And the third week of the month maybe you could be doing something like dancing for about 1 hour every single day instead of doing treadmill. And the fourth week can be something like I'm going to be reading books for half an hour every single day for 7 days. So you're changing up your routine in that way, first of all, and that makes your life much more interesting, of course, because you're not in this fixed mindset that I have to do this in this time and this particular hobby at this time, because then it becomes obviously very robotic and your life becomes very boring in that way, and you have nothing to offer in terms of things that you actually love doing and enjoy doing that makes you you. So it's very important to invest time on yourself, even in law school, and not forget about yourself and lose yourself, because that's something that everybody, I think, does, and that is to lose themselves and lose their individuality, the quirkiness, the uniqueness that they hold in themselves. So it's very, very important for you to find some kind of hobbies or some kind of things that you do on a weekly basis that gives you that drive, that motivation to be yourself in law school as well, because if everyone looks the same in law school, it doesn't really make sense, and every employer will be like, I don't want any of you. So it's very, very important to accept who you are, embrace yourself, do things that you love, but at the same time try new things every single week. In that way you're giving yourself variety to experience in life, and whilst doing a very hectic law degree. So these will be the 5 tips. So this brings me to the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed this video and found these 5 habits really helpful in terms of how to get that first. And if you follow these 5 habits, I'm telling you they're going to be really helpful for your journey to get that first very much smoothly and stress-free, because these are the 5 things that have definitely helped me and have definitely made me that person that did not break down in the middle of the year because I was feeling so suffocated and empty inside. So these 5 habits have definitely helped me to become the best version of myself, even in my law school years when all I was doing was reading and researching and stuff. So hopefully these 5 habits will definitely help you. And if you have any other questions or any other video ideas, then please do comment them down below. I'll definitely check them out. And also I have created a playlist on all the videos related to law so that you can binge watch them in a way and prepare yourself the best version as possible just before your law degree starts. And I wish you all the best. And other than that, I will see you in my next week's video.